don't know what to think now.
Tonight, a first look at the destruction as the Sunset Fire continues to destroy homes in North Idaho.
It's going to be a coolish start to the weekend. I'm tracking a little bit of wet weather for your Saturday morning, but things clearing out later in the day. Sunshine is back for Sunday.
But first, a local school board intends to join a lawsuit challenging the state's law on transgender athletes. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News. I'm Regan Gallo. Cody is off this evening. The devastating Sunset Fire exploded to over 2,700 acres today. It's burning northeast of Athol along Lake Ponderay. Today, level 3 evacuations expanded into the area Ponderosa neighborhood, and the fire grew close to 1,000 acres overnight. It is still 0% contained, and we know so far at least 3 structures have been destroyed. There is also an evacuation center at the Kokolala Bible Camp for displaced residents. The Bonner County Fairgrounds is also open for evacuated livestock on a limited basis. And tonight, we're getting our first look at the devastating impacts this fire is having. New tonight, an Idaho family grappling with the loss of their home. They're lived in for decades. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us how people can help.
I'm standing on a property here in Athol where the homeowner's parents are asking for community support after their home in Carywood burned up in the Sunset Fire. It didn't take long.
Just took everything out, took my place out in a couple hours, just up through the trees, and just everything was gone.
Before Walter Anderson's 44-year home was destroyed in the Sunset Fire on Wednesday. He says his family only had 30 minutes to grab all they had at their Carywood home when evacuating. It's where he's lived with his wife for 44 years. It's also where he raised their 2 children. Now, while his family's safe, there are countless memories left behind.
We had a shop that we made over the years. It was a welding shop and a machine shop.
While Anderson processes the loss of his home, his family started a GoFundMe asking for donations in this difficult time. Right now, Anderson and his wife are staying on their daughter's property in Athol in a camper as they plan for the future. Fire crews let Anderson go up to his property earlier today. He says the site is near unrecognizable.
Everything's just melted, oxidized, just burned into rubble, just nothing left. It's really disheartening.
Disheartening as he hopes to find somewhere new to live soon, but for now, he's thinking about his lost home.
It's all gone, and I know it'll come back in time, but it's going to be a while. I just don't know what to think now.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Meantime, evacuations are downgraded for much of the area near the Crescent Road fire in Lincoln and Spokane counties. The fire is estimated at just under 900 acres, but for those who live closest to the flames still can't return, including one woman who says her home was the first to burn.
By the time we got to the bottom of the mountain, they said your house is gone. Everybody was sitting down and just pointing, well, that's this person's property, that's this person, well, that's yours right there. And yeah, there was nothing else you could do.
Here's a look at the latest evacuation map. As you can see, just a sliver of folks are still under level 3 go now evacuation notices. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates right here and on our website at krem.com. Well, let's switch gears and take a look at your forecast with our meteorologist, Michelle Boss. Michelle, certainly looking like it will be a wet start to the weekend. Tell me more a little bit about what we should expect.
Yeah, we are looking at a little bit of wet weather for our weekend, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. We can certainly use the rain, and our entire weekend's not going to be a washout. So we'll hopefully pick up some much needed rain early tonight and tomorrow morning, and then see some sunshine return for Sunday. As to where the rain is for now, still across central and western Washington, and what's falling across central Washington right now, not a whole lot. Omax only reported a trace, and even Moses Lake, where it looks like they've seen some shower activity, not even 1/100 of an inch. So expecting that area of precipitation to push further east into eastern Washington and North Idaho overnight and into tomorrow. And I think we have a good chance in Spokane to see some measurable rain. That would be at least 1/100 of an inch. I still don't think we're going to get a whole lot out of this system. 73 right now in Spokane, 73 in Coeur d'Alene. The clouds tomorrow and that morning rain are going to keep temperatures on the cool side, so I don't think we're going to get out of the 70s. We should bottom out in the lower 60s tonight with that rain moving in during the overnight and early morning hours, and I think we'll clear out by tomorrow evening. So if you have outdoor plans, tomorrow evening should be dry, looking at a high of 76. The sunshine is back on Sunday with 80 degrees, and it stays dry on Monday, partly cloudy, 84.
New tonight, the Central Valley School Board has signed a letter saying they intend to join a class action lawsuit against Washington's Superintendent of Public Instruction over its policy on gender inclusivity in schools. That includes sports participation. Currently, Washington State allows students to compete in sports based on the gender they identify as. Board members say state guidelines on transgender student athletes go directly against federal directives and worry they'll lose federal funding. However, in a meeting earlier this week, District President Stephanie Jordan said it's uncertain if the lawsuit will actually happen. Well, time for your night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. Today, details were announced for the memorial service for Spokane County Sheriff's Sergeant who was killed in the line of duty. Sergeant Ken Salas' service is set to take place at the Spokane Convention Center this Wednesday at 1 p.m. Deputies tell us the service is open to the public, but space is limited. The route will be announced in the coming days. If you would like to donate to support the Salas family, we have a link on KREM.com. And Idaho's first reported death by the West Nile virus this year was identified in an elderly Twin Falls County resident. Idaho Deputy State Epidemiologist Dr. Kathy Turner said, quote, "This tragic death from West Nile virus is a good reminder for all of us to take protective measures against mosquito bites. Wear long sleeves and pants outside and use insect repellent around your home and yard. Reduce standing water where mosquitoes can lay their eggs." 7 southern Idaho counties and 1 Oregon county have detected West Nile virus activity in mosquitoes. And a second case of measles has been reported in Idaho in less than a week. Eastern Idaho Public Health says this recent case was found in an unvaccinated child in Bonneville County. The child was reportedly in contact with an international traveler who also had measles. EIPH is monitoring and contact tracing. The first case of measles was reported earlier this week in Kootenai County, also in an unvaccinated child. Well, an update to a story we first brought to you on yesterday on KREM 2 News. Former Commissioner of Public Lands Hillary Franz is pushing back on claims that she did nothing when a former staffer reported abuse by the DNR's top lawyer. Bailey Boyd said when she was Director of External Affairs, she started dating the agency's top legal counsel, Daniel Tay Murray. The lawsuit alleges the relationship then turned emotionally and physically abusive. Court records out of Olympia show Tay Murray later pleaded guilty to assaulting Boyd. Boyd says when she told the Commissioner Franz, not only did nothing change, but she claims the commissioner iced her out. In a statement to KREM 2's, Franz called the claims, quote, false and unsubstantiated. She claims Boyd never reported any abuse to her. Well, that's it for your night beat. For more on any of these stories, head to our website, KREM.com. But don't go to bed just yet. The North Idaho State Fair is kicking off this weekend, and we have a pretty fun preview coming right up. But first, President Trump and Russian leader Vladimir Putin have a high-stakes meeting in Alaska. That story in just 90 seconds.